So I needed to vent about the situation that I've been dealing with for months. So when my son was like 3 months, 4 months old, his pediatrician told me that he needed a helmet because the back of his head is flat, and then he had like a little bump on his right head. And the reason for this is, is just the way that he was in my stomach. And you know babies are born that way. You can't control the way they're positioned in the mom's belly. So then, they I called the insurance. They're like, oh, you have to get a referral to even be seen to see if he needs the helmet. So I decided to go all the way to Fort Lauderdale to get seen by a plastic surgery type of doctor. And they do the scans. They're like, okay, he does need the helmet, but we can't send him to the place where we do the helmets because your insurance doesn't take it. So it was a waste of time going all the way to Fort Lauderdale to do the process quicker of getting a helmet. Then I called all the freaking neurologists here in Miami, Florida, and it was just, back then, last year, they're like, oh, till April, whatever, March, whatever. It was a long time. So long story short, I couldn't find a neurology appointment soon at all. Anyway, so I do the appointment for the helmet. I thought I needed a referral, but I guess, and then I called her like, oh, you don't need a referral, whatever. I go, and then they do scans again. I think they needed a referral, and the referral was from the plastic surgery guy in Fort Lauderdale. So I guess that kind of worked out. So whatever, long story short, he needed a helmet. The guy says he needs a helmet at the helmet place. And also, believing the pediatrician too. She's like, oh yeah, I think he needs a helmet, blah, blah. So I'm like convinced that he needs a helmet because there's two people that tell me he needs a helmet. Then I go to the neurologist, and she basically says, this was like a couple weeks ago, so my son is 9 months old, and so she's basically saying that he doesn't need a helmet, and he's also not going to keep the helmet because he's 9 months old and he's very active. And she said that these doctors that work for these helmets, they'll basically tell you that your kid needs it even though they don't really need it, just to get the money off from the insurance companies. I was like, are you serious? So I've been stressed this whole fucking time about this goddamn helmet. Long story short, he doesn't need a helmet. So what sucked is that, me being wanting to be a great mom, I decided to just pay it out of pocket, because like pay part of the money early so that we could just start with the imaging, because they wouldn't give me appointments to start the imaging and the helmet unless it got paid, like the beginning of the amount. So my mother-in-law decided to just pay for it, because she was worried about if he really needed the helmet. So we paid part of the money like 2 weeks ago. And then that's later on, a week later, was when I went to this neurology appointment, and then they told me that he doesn't need it. So it's like, honestly, if my son doesn't need a helmet, then I'm not gonna buy him a helmet. He's gonna grow out of it, out of this head situation. All my family members have flat heads. I have like part of my head flat, and it doesn't bother anyone. It doesn't affect me in any way. It's just, it's so stupid. So be careful if you have a child and they tell you that your child needs a helmet. Make sure that you go to a neurologist, and you make sure you go to 2 different appointments or see 2 doctors if you can. I know it's a pain in the butt to make these appointments because they take forever, but make sure that your child really needs a helmet, because if they don't really need it, don't spend the money. It's just not worth it. So I was calling the insurance department to get the money back, blah, blah. This was like Friday. Today's Monday. Today's Tuesday. And I waited and waited. Finally, they called me back and they're like, oh, you're getting a refund. You're actually getting a check from the corporal office, which is great. It was great that I was able to provide proof that, he didn't need the helmet because that's all they really needed to get the refund. And I'm glad that they canceled the whole process because my son doesn't need it. So it sucks that I wasted time and gas to go to these appointments when he truly didn't really need it. It's sad. But I'm just glad he doesn't need a helmet and that's over with. He's basically just going to need his little leg braces because his arch in his feet are not normal. It's mild, but the reason why he needs leg braces is just the way that, again, his feet were positioned in my stomach. He was born 6 pounds, so he was little, and I was little, so it's not like I had a huge belly, and the baby, I guess, didn't have enough space. I'm just glad that nothing bad happened while he was born. Everything went great, but yeah, so he's gonna need those nighttime leg braces. They're the cutest thing. They're like so little, and I'll get those on the 20th. So I'll show you the leg braces for the mommies out there that are just concerned or just want to be nosy about it. I have no problem showing that off. It doesn't bother me. It's just little things that need to be fixed, and if they can be fixed while they're babies, is no problem with me. It's not an issue with me, honestly. I have no shame in that. I guess my family has shame. I don't know why. I don't know. Maybe it's a Colombian thing. Who knows? Colombian people are super superficial, and they're embarrassed about shit, and it's just so stupid. So that's that, really. I have nothing else to update you when it comes to my baby. I'm doing great. I have to go to the doctor soon to get some pills for this cold. I've had this cold on and off for like about a month, and it's really annoying. And I think it's because I'm not with a bunch of people like I used to be, like work wise. I was always around people like 5 days out of the week, and it's not the same anymore. I'm always in the house or by myself most of the time with my son. So I think I'm gonna have to get a shot. I'm gonna have to get something because this cold is annoying. It's just, it bothers me. So that's that, really. Thank you for watching, and hopefully things get better with me health wise. So peace and have a great week. Bye, guys.